Good morning. We're going to do today the daily Tanya for Thursday, the 27th of the month of Av, August 21st. And this is it's a famous concept of Tanya. The famous concept is that we're talking about the verse, the beginning of this letter, the expression it says in Proverbs, Zoreya tzedakos matzmiach yeshuos. It says Hashem sows tzedakahs and causes deliverances to sprout forth. So we learn what does it mean? What's the expression of God sowing tzedakahs? We're getting closer to that answer. We said in general, when a person wants to encounter God in prayer, which is really what prayer is about, what we are supposed to do is, we're encountering God in prayer, but that's a tremendous kindness for God to give us revelation. So to merit that undeserved kindness, because no one can really ever deserve the infinite one, being present to us, is through us doing kindness, giving tzedakah. And that's why Rabbi Eliezer would give tzedakah before he would daven. Okay. But now we're going to learn today even more so. When you give a little bit tzedakah, it awakens a whole lot more kindness than the little bit you gave. For example, and the example it gives is, this is a very famous parable in Chassidus about if someone plants. Okay. A little bit of someone plants a seed. If you plant a seed, thank you. What that seed does, the way the Tanya is understanding the scientific method, I didn't really look into the Steinsaltz commentary, but how does a little seed make a whole big apple tree? So the way a certain perspective of a certain type of science is that the apple tree, the apple seed, is nothing. The apple seed does not cause an apple tree to blossom forth. The apple seed only awakens the potential of the earth to take all its minerals and its growing power and grow a tree. In other words, the trunk and the fruits really come from the earth. The seed is just the catalyst. And the seed, when it decays, in order for that catalyst to work, the seed has to decay. And when it decays, it becomes one with the earth. And then it can draw forth that potential to draw forth the apple tree. And we're going to see tomorrow how this analogy, the scientific analogy, is how it applies to tzedakah. But this is in general, before we get into the specific application to how when you give charity, you're awakening so much more of God's kindness through that. This is just remember, this is used in Chassidus as a very famous parable about the concept of bittul. Bittul as in putting self aside in order to facilitate God's will. It's not about nullifying oneself, it's a matter of allowing the barrier between us and Hashem's power running through us to kind of dissipate. And then what's left is the human being, one with Hashem, can then channel Hashem's power through their mitzvahs and all that.